Hi, this is the Walking Well podcast, and I'm your host, Jalon Martz. Thank you so much for tuning in, for listening or watching, if you're watching, and that's new. But it's season 7, and if you have been following the podcast for any amount of time, you know that it's been a minute since I've dropped an episode, and we've had mini seasons and micro seasons in between all the big seasons. And that's because life has been weird. Life has been weird, and I've been trying to figure it out and get my bearings in, like just a weird space. And so I took a little bit of time to figure me out. Fun story, I still didn't really figure anything out, but I feel like it's important to still step into a space that hasn't just necessarily been useful to other people, but has been a way that God has sustained and fed even me. So we back. We're back. It's season 7, and because the podcast has always been a reflection of my walk, my faith, my journey with the Lord, season 7 is really no different. I think in past seasons, I've really stepped in with, this is what I know, and this is what God is saying, and these are the things that I feel certain about. But season 7 is a reflection of all the things that I don't know, all the uncertainty. But I think that a lot of us can rock with that. I think a lot of us understand what that feels like, that things have changed, relationships have shifted, things that once felt really concrete maybe don't feel so concrete and feel a lot more open, up in the air, toss up. And that's hard. And it's been hard for me. And in the difficult space, I haven't actually had answers, right? I haven't gotten clarity. This is what I'm doing. This is what God is saying. Let's go. It's actually just been a sustained space of what is happening, what is going on. And I have completely, honestly, to a fault, can say that it's been hard. And I have been kicking and screaming, hating it all the way. But in the space, God has still been doing what God does, which is showing up as the divine, which is still sustaining, still being God, still being faithful. And this season is a reflection of that as well. I may not have answers, and I may not really have any kind of guarantees for you other than you gonna be okay, because we gonna be all right. But I hope to offer a perspective, posture, nuggets that have been like bread in desert wilderness places for me to you. I think about 2 scriptures. The first one is Psalms 23, where it says, in the valley of the shadow of death, he's still with us, but his rod and his staff, they comfort us, right? And I think about Isaiah 43:19 that we quote so often, partially, which says that, the part we quote is, behold, I'm doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? It springs forth. Do you not see it? Right? I want us to start quoting the whole thing, which is, I'm going to create rivers in a desert place, highways in a wilderness. Because the reality of what God is doing is that you find yourself in a difficult place, and then he does something never before seen, never before, you wouldn't have anticipated. You wouldn't anticipate seeing a river in a desert place, but you are in a desert place, and God is going to break through for you in a space that's dry, that's desolate, that you wouldn't expect water, right? I think a lot of us are finding ourselves in valleys. I think a lot of us are finding ourselves in spaces that is what the heck is even happening? What's going on? Do I know anything at all? God, why can't I hear you? And there's still a rod and a staff with us. It just doesn't look like, walking on a mountaintop. And so it's I don't want to be in this valley. Thanks, but no thanks for this rod and staff in the valley of the shadow of death, But that is God's faithfulness in these spaces. God's faithfulness is, I'm going to give you a rod, right? I'm going to give you a staff. I'm going to be your protection. I'm going to be the one guiding and directing you. I know you hate being a wanderer in a wilderness place and you can't quite get your bearings. You don't know up from down. But I'm going to be water for you in that space. And so season 7 is that. It's not, I got answers, I got clarity, do step 1, 2, 3, and 4 to get out of this uncomfortable place. It's more so, hey, we're in an uncomfortable place. Hey, we're in something new. There are no guideposts. There are no landmarks. You ain't never been here before. And that can be unnerving. But here's a rod, here's a staff, here's some water. And so I hope you find community. I hope you find a sense of like, I don't know what's going on, but somebody out here with me because I'm out here with you. And I hope that brings breath. I hope you can catch your breath a bit. I hope you can feel encouraged. I hope you can feel like, all right, I'm not alone and God does see me. Because maybe better than getting answers to getting out of it is knowing that you're building up a strong core. You're building the discipline and the muscle of hoping, of looking to see, God, where are you? Because you have to be here. You promised to never leave me, you know? So that's season 7. I hope you join us next Monday for the official episode 1 that drops. And like I said when I opened, if you're watching me, hey, you can watch us now on the YouTube channel, which is kind of cool. It's a little bit stressful because I got to be decent, and I'm not used to having to do that, you know, when I just huddle up in my closet with a microphone. But we'll be halfway decent, you know what I'm saying? And if not, you want to listen like you've always done as you're running your errands or, you know, driving to work or walking to your table where you work remotely, you can do that too. So you can listen to us wherever you get your podcast. You can catch us on YouTube on Mondays. So I hope you join. I hope you listen. I hope you watch. And I hope you're encouraged. So until then, can't wait to talk with you.